Bills in unfamiliar territory as they're on the road during the wild card round for the first time since 2019. New on NFL Live, Bills quarterback Josh Allen spoke today about learning from the mistakes he's made this season.
Points are at a premium. Being okay with living in, taking some easy ones. Joe kind of had me self-scout myself throughout the year this last week. And I came away obviously just like, God, there's so much out there that I've missed. There's still so much room to improve. And I think I just have this extra emphasis, like I said, on points are at a premium in the playoffs and just trying to do everything I can to give us points.
Field, what's going to be the key for Josh Allen in this Buffalo offense?
I think I'm going to make up a new term here. This Bills offense has to at least tie in the running game on Sunday afternoon. What I mean by that is it's the best run defense in the NFL. Jacksonville's is period, full stop. It's unlikely for Buffalo to drop 150 yards on them on the ground. But they also can't have 45 rushing yards and have to rely on the playmakers in the passing game because none of them have made it into Wideout Wednesday this year, and that's not a coincidence. They just lack difference makers. So if they can't run the football, Josh Allen is as equipped as any quarterback to be Superman. That's not the formula I want to rely upon going into just your first playoff game of potentially 4.
Staying in the AFC East, also new on NFL Live, Mike Vrabel's been around New England long enough to know that making the postseason is not enough.
I'm happy, I'm excited, but also we're not here just to, get here. We have to, be able to host games and compete for championships. So there's not going to be any consolation prize for anybody. We understand what we have to do.
Dan, as great as Drake May's been this year, why might this week be different?
Yeah, this is one of the best defenses in football defending the deep ball. I mean, that's one of the key cogs in New England's offense is their willingness to chuck the ball downfield, whether it's matchup created, play action shot created. Drake May's become one of the, if not the best deep ball throwers in the NFL. This Chargers defense, one, just structure-wise, doesn't give you a ton of chances to do it. And then two, when you do it, you don't do it very well. Who wins out in this game? I think this is a fascinating matchup. Chargers defense when it comes to the way they can cover versus New England's pass game and how much they want to push the football downfield. Who wins out?
In the NFC, Davante Adams missed 3 games this season. Rams lost 2 of those 3, and they threw 3 interceptions in those games compared to just 5 in the 14 games Adams played. Also struggled in the red zone without him, scoring on less than half of their red zone trips. Matthew Stafford talked about the importance of Davante Adams.
Just dominate the opposing defenses, the DBs, make great plays, do all these things, but he's just a great teammate. And that's happened through early season when maybe I wasn't getting him, the ball in some good spots, and we struggled to hit a few things early in the season to where he was, absolutely dominating people in the red zone. And then just watching him handle all of that, as a human being, but also as a teammate, and how he has affected our team in a positive way in all of those phases is really cool and unique, and it just goes to show you what kind of person he is and what kind of player he is.
And he loves throwing to Davante Adams when they get in close toward that goal line. What makes their connection so special?
So much. Now, look, there's been a lot of conversation around the +5 touchdown passes that Matt Stafford has thrown specifically to Davante Adams, but it really is special because it's beating all the metrics. Analytics people will say this doesn't make sense why it's so successful. I'm trying to think of a cool name like Tush Push. Maybe Lob City is what I'm landing on.
I like that.
Look at the placement of this ball. So it's not just a matter of just throwing it up. These are 50-50 balls most times, but Davante Adams is so great off the line of scrimmage, and the placement that Matt Stafford puts it's not a defense or offense. It's either a touchdown or an incompletion, but in most times it's a touchdown because they're both so special. Here you're going to see Davante Adams get a good release, but he's going to get to full speed and an over-the-shoulder throw at the sideline, middle of the end zone. This is incredible ball placement. Statistically, a broken play is a more effective play in the goal line than a goal line fade. In the 2010s, there's only one receiver who was effective 50% or more, and that was Megatron. What's the common denominator? Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
His ability to place that ball with Davante Adams make them extremely special.
Man, if I could share some text messages.
What the heck is that supposed to
We're
be?
going to get into that during the break.
What is going on, Dan?
I had a note, but I don't see how I'm going to top that. We're just going to go to break and find out what Dan's got.
I wanted to make one question.
Yeah, something. I got to get to break.
Is it interesting too that oftentimes it is a touch ball and not a firm ball?
I think yes and no, because again, the special part of Devontae is his ability to get the line. The special part for Matt Stafford is his ability to see trajectory immediately and place the right ball in any situation. I think they're 5 of 10 this year, which is a very, very high rate for a play that is essentially dying in the NFL.
Yeah, perfect combination of talents to make that play work. We have a lot more to do here.
Saying he took some advice from his own dad, of course, who Charlie Weiss, he handled many of these types of situations when he was coaching in the NFL and then went to Notre Dame. He said the key is doing everything you need to do during the day for Ole Miss, right? That's what he's doing. And then at night, he transitions to the LSU side of things. He's a little shy on sleep right now, but he said this is a dream he could have never even imagined.
Yeah, it's interesting that all the players and the coaches say that it certainly has galvanized the team, and it shows on the field.
Yeah.
Holly, Laura, thank you. Of course, NFL wildcard weekend continues on Sunday with a triple header. You got the Bills and Jags. They're going to kick it off at 1 Eastern in Jacksonville. Well, Josh Allen finally makes a playoff without having to face Patrick Mahomes, who has beaten him 4 times. By the way, Josh Allen 7-6 in the postseason in his career. But the Jags, they've got their own hot quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He leads the league in QBR since the start of December. By the way, Josh Allen, again, 0-4 in those playoff career losses on the road. 3 of those losses coming against the Chiefs. And he's got a chance to be the first Bill road playoff win since winning 2 in 1992. That was the year they went on to reach the Super Bowl. At 4:30 Eastern, you got the defending champion Eagles hosting the Niners. Philly loves that home cooking. They're 5-0 in home playoff games under Nick Sirianni. San Fran, they've gone 6-1 since Brock Purdy returned from that turf toe injury. But the one loss was the last game they had against Seattle when they scored only 3 points. Nick Sirianni spoke on the challenges to repeat as champs. It's new on SportsCenter.
For these guys that I coach, I know for myself, it's like you play a game of pickup basketball. You don't and win the game. You don't take your shoes off and say, I'm content. I mean, we were here in this spot because you want to run it back and you want to play and compete again. That's part of the reason why you're here. I mean, that's any game. I don't like. If I'm playing sorry with my kids and I win, I want to play again and go again. So I don't let them win that often, but sometimes I do. But yeah, I think that's just the competitive nature of and why there's a reason that the people are in this building because they have that hunger.
Tell you what, the Eagles-Niners game features a really good playoff running back duel. You got Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, both ranked top 5 in most scrimmage yards per game. Saquon at number 2, C-Mac at number 4. And then Sunday night, we've got the Patriots hosting the Chargers. New England is back. 14 wins after only 4 victories last year. They're going for their first playoff victory since they won the Super Bowl 52, that is, in 2021. LA, a longer drought. Last winning playoff game, 2018. First year, Pats head coach Mike Vrabel talked about the Patriots returning to the postseason. It's new here on SportsCenter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy, I'm excited, but also we're not here just to, get here. We have to, be able to host games and compete for championships. So there's not going to be any consolation prize for anybody. We understand what we have to do.
All right, we're joined now by Mr. Patriot himself, our own Mike Reese. Okay, Mike, let's talk about Drake May. He's preparing for his first NFL playoff start. What is he saying about the challenges of facing that Chargers defense, which is really top 10, 9, I think, in the league?
Brian, start with the stakes. He said, this is win or go home. This is what you play for. And I just came out of the Patriots locker room, and I would say with Drake and all the players, it was a mix between that, but also not making it too big. Stephon Diggs, Drake May's go-to receiver, wants Drake to keep doing what he's doing. He had an interesting way of saying that. He said, no new macaroni. So if you're curious what they're telling Drake in the locker room, it's no new macaroni. And I want to relay something that Mike Owenu, the long-tenured offensive lineman, told me when I asked him, what have you observed about Drake May? And he said it's been a growth over the course of the year and an improvement. And he said they call him their conductor. And when I asked Owenu, would you say that Drake has this train going down the tracks at full speed heading into the playoffs? He smiled and he said, I like that.
That's cool. That's cool. The kid's been playing like an MVP. In fact, May looking to join Tom Brady as the only Patriot QB over the last